Right folks, there's Cattys. So I thought what I'll do is, I'm getting kind of bored now of actually doing these kit loadouts, these part 1 and 2s and everything else. So what I'm going to do now is, while I'm out in the woods, I'm going to sit here and go through the last of the bits of the kit that's in my mystery ranch pack. So I've got my tarp set up over there, got my sleeping bag and everything else. You all know about that. If you've watched the previous videos, you would have seen it. So what's left in here now is the stuff that I'm going to show you. So make yourself a cup of tea, get yourself a Darjeeling coffee on the go, and here it is. Right, so first thing I'm going to take out in this pouch, okay, is my Nalgene wee bottle. I can't even get the zip undone now, it's snagged for some reason. That'd be a blooper, wouldn't it? So in here is my Nalgene collapsible bottle, and that is basically my wee bottle. You would have seen this in the last video. This is my ration pouch. In here, what I did is I went down, I was trying to sort of get my gear into sort of using the bigger pouches, but I found that because of the size of the pack, I was utilising the space better using the smaller pouches. So in here is my Whoopee that you often see me wear, my Widow 10, and that obviously gives me a bit of insulation during these cold times. In here, in this one, I've got my gloves, got a hat, woolly hat, and then I've got my these are my MTP windproof trousers, and then finally at the moment I've got the Helicontex windrunner shirt. Now the reason why I've got these is, either one, I can wear them during the day, or secondly, they're handy as to use as a pair of pyjamas if I get too cold in the pack, and they'll obviously act like a pair, as I say, like a pair of pyjamas, nice and thin, and then they will give me some sort of warmth whilst I'm in my sleeping bag if I need to use them, but hopefully I shouldn't, unless the weather gets, you know, a lot colder than it has been. As you can see, the pouches I'm using by Mr. Fryers. These are the MT, obviously from the camouflage, these are the MTP ones. Just squeeze the gloves back in now. Right, got in there my frying pan, a plate, my spatula and all that sort of stuff in there. And then finally, because there's 2 pockets on the inside of this pack, okay, well there's a couple of things actually. What I do is I keep the Swiss Army bottle in there as well, because that fits nicely in there and out the way. And then finally, I've got a Life Venture plate. This is the silicone one with the that collapses down a little bit. The only thing I don't like about this is that when you put food in it, and it's quite hot, I'll tell you what, you know, I feel it through the bottom of that plate. Alright, but you know, it's still good as. I've also got my little throwdown grill in there by TJM Metalworks, okay, again because it doesn't take up no space, it just slips in there. And then finally I've got meatballs and pasta, and that's the one by the Steak Detective, okay. Right, so continuing on then. So in the top pouch here, what I've got a little Siloam sticker on the top there. One of the Velcro ones, just attaches straight onto there like so. Okay, and then I've obviously got a little first aid badge, so you know where my first aid kit. So I've got a first aid kit in there. This is just like an old waterproof bag that I use for rubbish. These are one of those little bags that I got from Temu some time ago, and that one's lighting. My head torch is over by my tarp, and then I've got a Goal Zero light in there as well. Okay. And then finally, got a little notebook and pen right in the rain jobber, and then there it's got a pencil and some other bits and pieces, and obviously a compass. Okay, so I'll put them back in there. As you can see, I do get a lot of comments from people saying that I do keep my kit organised and tidy, and it really is just easier for me to for everything to have a place. So on the front of this pack then, we've got these two pouches. We've got a pouch here and a pouch there. Now what I've done is I've added on one of the... Hello, it's Olivia's Farquhar Fenton here, off for short. I'm a big explorer, travel around the world, whether I'm in the Serengeti, whether I'm in the trenches, whether I'm up in the trees, whether I'm low into the ground. I've always got an episode of Des Cattys videos to watch. Keeps me company at night. So do yourself a favour and subscribe to this channel. Goodbye. These little Helicon Tex ones, and in here what I've got at the moment is I've got my catapult in there and some ammunition. What I tend to put in this one at the moment, because I've got the space, okay, obviously doing the YouTube videos and everything else, and you need stuff to, you know, to sort of power up and everything else. In another one of those bags I've got my charger and leads in there, and that fits in there, and then I'll put car keys and all that sort of stuff out there. Alright, and then in the bottom in here, open it up, obviously I've just put my bag in there from my tarp. I've got a pair of leather gloves, okay, and then in there is just some other sort of like bits of cord, some foraging bags and stuff like that if I'm going out and I want to collect some, you know, bits of plant matter and stuff like that. Alright, and that's in there. You know, you've seen the side pouches because I've showed that in one of the earlier videos. Hello, it's a quick advertisement here. It's Olivia's Farquhar Fenton, and what I'd like to do is show you one of Des Cattys' stoves. Now, when I'm hunting squirrels out on the Serengeti, or if I'm in my shack out in the Serengeti, what I like to do is I like nothing more than using one of his stoves, filled with a flammable liquid, placed inside a stove here, like so, using the back of a knife. With the back of the knife, I use a ferrocene rod, and I light the liquid. It now lights up, as you can not see. Now that's alight, lovely, producing a lovely flame. There's nothing more I like to do than put my kettle on, allow the water to heat, and then enjoy a nice cup of Darjeeling coffee. What is it I have to say? Oh yes, Barney, shut it. So if you want one, check out the description, follow the email, descattys@gmail.com, and get in touch there. He does them in a plain and a black one, and they're £5.50 each, and post and packaging at the moment with Royal Mail is £3.75. But also note, if you want one sent out to your country and you live outside the UK, the postage is around £16, so that's an expensive thing to think about. So get in touch. These go quickly. Okay, what I've done is I've done a little bit of a thing to my knife, the sort of bigger knife that I've got. Okay, even though it's a leather sheath, what I've done is I've attached the paracord on the front there, and it's got another one of those Helicon Tex pouches, only a smaller one. I've added my little torch that I've had to do a little bit of sew in there, so it houses a torch, and then inside there I've got a tin which is just a fire lighting kit. Okay, alright, so it's got light, fat wood and all that sort of stuff in there. Alright, and that fits in there absolutely lovely, goes really nice. Alright, now these pockets down below, in this one, on this side, I've got my, in the pouch there, I've got my silky saw. The silky saw. And then finally, underneath there, because it's kind of quite nice and compact, this is my, the Swiss sort of officer's mess kit that I used. Alright, as you can see, well used. Alright, and that again, got it consolidated inside one of those pouches, so it keeps all the carbon so nothing gets all crapped up. and that goes inside there along with the saw. And if I turn it over, I'll show you the one on the other side. Literally in there, all I've got is my paracord spool with my with some 36 bank line and then a lighter in there. All right. Then, as you know, I've added the hip belt. I've got a first aid kit, a bigger one on the side there, on the left hand side, because left for life. And then finally on this side I've got a Maxpedition pouch, which at the moment I've been putting my spare catapults in it, and there's some Siloon sticks in there. And then what I've got to come is a one of my friends has bought me one of those Maxpedition sort of roll up pouches that sort of stacks away, so I'm going to stick that on there as well. Alright, so there it is folks, that is it, that's the kit load out done. I'm not doing any more on this. Okay, you've seen what's in these two pouches on the side there. You've basically seen what's in the pack overall. So that is the system that I'm running with now for indefinitely, I hope, fingers crossed. I almost bought the Eberly stock out today. Simply because I'm meeting up with the lads, and we're bringing presents, exchanging stuff and stuff like that. So just I felt like maybe I needed to bring out a slightly bigger rucksack, but I've literally stuffed some stuff in, carried it in a bag, and I thought that way I haven't got to muck around with the system. Alright, so there it is, that is my system done. The only other thing I would add to it, if anything, is just a pair of socks and a spare pair of pants. But when I'm out just for a weekend or an overnighter, then merino wool's the thing. It doesn't smell, I can get away with the socks, and I can get away with the undercrackers as well, so I ain't got to worry about anything smelling. So so there it is. Right, so I hope folks have enjoyed that series. That's it done now. Please leave your comments below. I've been getting some comments off folk on Instagram saying that they like the system. It's, you know, it's given them ideas to go away and try out stuff and maybe consolidate their kit a bit more. All right, so thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one folks.